Good morning. 7:15. It's still dark out in the north here. And today I'm kind of looking for something to do. You know, seniors, they look for stuff to do. And I'm not like much of a puzzle guy. I don't put puzzles together. So, yeah, that. But one thing that I have to do, and this is before spring, so obviously there's no hurry, and today's going to be in the 40s, so this will be one less thing I have to do in the spring. And what I want to do is, as you know, I have made a place on my adventure mobile, which is going to be parked here till March, April, May, maybe even, I don't know. Till the next time we use it, and that's going to be a while. But it's going to be parked here, and there's some things I need to do to it. I want to get a kind of like a solar system backup and things like that for it. But I did manage to create a spot to put my Honda 3000 inverter generator on it. The only problem I had with that was, you know, the Honda generator has them rubber feet on it, and this is where it would go. And it's actually kind of hard to slide in there because it's got, I have this opening. See that? It's kind of dark, so I hope you can see that. I have to slide it across, and so it's not that easy. Like, it could be easier, and the way it could be easier is if I put a wood platform on the bottom of the generator. I could just slide it right in. Now, I solved the problem with getting it up here by ordering a motorcycle lift, and it'll lift it up 36 inches. So I can do it myself without any, I mean, I could do it myself anyway, but the last time in the last video you saw me load it up there, it didn't have any gas in it, so it'd be pretty heavy with a full tank of gas, so I might not be able to do it myself. So I got a lift that's going to be able to lift it up into this opening, and I could just kind of slide it over. That's the plan anyway. So we'll show you how that's going to work out. So here's the generator sitting in my tractor barn here. Here's both generators. And I want to create, it has, like I said, it has these rubber feet on it. And yeah, I don't want to take those off because I think that probably stops a lot of the vibration on the generator. So I want to build a wood bottom that I can maybe like affix to it, maybe with a metal frame to it that I can affix like some bungees or something like that to these handles to hold it in place. So I'm gonna try to create it as I go with whatever spare parts I have in the material container. One upgrade that we recently accomplished for the few people that have been following the channel, Wi-Fi to the metal shop, attached and working. It's just a beautiful thing. I really enjoy having that because I can operate my devices and watch TV and things like that. It's a convenience, you know, in the winter time. It's -50, 3 feet of snow on the ground here in the north. I can piddle out here in my shop and have Wi-Fi. It's nice. Here's some plywood. Now I need to find some angle iron and I'll be good to go. So we'll probably want to make it 21.5 because we're going to put a metal bracket around the side of it. So 22 inches by, I guess we'll measure the side of the generator. 21 by 21. That should do it. Oh, there went my coffee. Doggone it. Alright. The frost on the trash can melted it. Hunting season. This obviously won't be here when I'm putting the generator on. I'll just lift this out. Yeah. Last one. I think I'll use the Vulcan welder, Harbor Freight welder today. I cut these 45-degree angles, and I'll probably just weld the bottoms of them and grind out the bottom because I'm going to drill through the metal and then put screws in. Well, the good news is we did get new batteries for our more expensive helmets over the last few days. So we'll just try to dial in the settings here best we can. I haven't used this welder in about a year, honestly. So, yeah, there's that. All right, snug as a bug. Now we can get it welded up. From the back side. A pretty sizable gap to fill in there. Same as over here. So I'm just kind of filling in as I go. Basically, I keep burning through and then filling up. But it worked. It's working. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to get a die grinder and die grind some of this out now. Alright, we got the corners nice and rounded off so we don't have any jagged edges. Nothing fancy. Final fit test. Yeah. Perfect. Perfecto. Yeah. That'll work. I did get my new glasses, although you probably can't tell. Alright, 3 more to go. Alright, here's the metal frame. This is for bungees to hold. The generator will sit down on top of it like this, and these will be for bungee cords to hold it, you know, in place so that the bottom doesn't fall off when we're loading it and unloading it, basically. So that's the plan. Right now I want to screw some or drill some holes in the frame here, about 3 on each side, so that we can hold it in place, the wood in place. And I want to paint this red and this white so it matches the camper. And that's going to fit down there nicely. like such. Okay, let's drill some holes. Then we'll get it painted. So we'll just drill a series of holes down the side, each side, before we paint it. I have these really old, this old kit that I've had. Oh my gosh, I'll bet I've had that 30 years or more longer. I never used it. So I didn't want this thing to scrape along the bottom because, I mean, what's the point if you're going to have these big screws sticking out of the bottom of something you want to slide? It's not going to do, I mean, it's going to scratch a lot. It's not going to be flush, and then you'll have these screws hitting on everything. So I'm just using these old wood screws with these old wood counter sink. And I'm drilling it in here, and it seems to be working. They're almost completely flush now. So I think one more pass and these screws will be countersunk in this metal. And they're just some old wood bits that I was going to toss anyway. So yeah, that's cool. I think that worked out well. See, the holes on the inside are the way that they were drilled. And just using them wood countersink bits, screws on the top will be flush. Look at that. Perfect. Yeah. I like it. Okay. Get it painted. It's not really painting conditions. It is winter after all. Probably still in the 30s. Work with what we got. Maybe the sun will dry it out quick. The only reason I'm dressing it up like this and painting it is not only will it help it look good and professional and everything like I like it to look, but I didn't have to pay for any of this stuff again. I already had it on hand. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have done it. But I have it, so I'm going to use it. Boy, this is a cold, cold day. I'm not sure it ever made it to 40 degrees. I'm painting anyway, though. You know what? Maybe I'll break out the hot air gun. This stuff doesn't appear to be drying like it should. But by golly, it'll be ready by spring. This I can tell you. This is one of those days where I just, I wasn't just in the mood. But I did it anyway. One of those, you could probably tell, I just wasn't in the mood. But it's coming out pretty good. For not being in the mood. I think I lost the mood when I had to die grind all those bleed throughs, like on these corners. There was like a really wide gaps over here. And I had to die grind all of that weld out of there so that the board would sit flat. That's when I wasn't in the mood, but it worked out. So I think I'll put it on the tabletop and break out the Harbor Freight hot air gun. Well, this one's doing okay. It's getting there. I think the heat gun was kind of melting it, making it worse, so I just turned on the floor fan. It's getting there. Watching paint dry. I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna have to take the cut-off saw, cut off the ends of these screws. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be poking through. Pain in the ass. We'll do what we have to. Time to turn the heater on. Heater going, floor fan going. It's getting there. It's starting to look finished. Just about. I am, however, still waiting on my lift. It's supposed to be here Monday. Not sure what today is. Just in case anybody was wondering, these tabs that I welded on here, you can buy them on Amazon, and they're really cheap. You know, I buy a lot of them, along with other weld-on items like this, and some other things, some weld-on hinges. Things like that from time to time, because they're cheap and you get a bunch of them. So that's where I get the tabs. I just order them from Amazon. Okay, we're dry enough for assembly, I think. Only have to put it together one time, and then it can dry in the frame the rest of the way. So, go with smooth side up. Tight fit. Which is the way I like it. Let's see how far the screws stick through. Quite a ways. It is what it is. It's all the only screws I have. These screws sit nice and flush. With the metal. Finished. This is the finished product. The generator, the Honda 3000, is going to sit right on top of this. I'll use these tabs, eyelets, whatever you want to call them, to bungee it to the handles of the generator. And when I get the lift in, all I need to do is just set the generator on top of this, bungee it down, put it on top of the lift, and then crank the lift up to its adventure mobile location. So I'm happy with the way it came out, and we'll show you how it's going to work. I'm pretty happy with how flush these screws turned out with the wood countersink bit of all things. But then again, I didn't have to screw down that far. It should be able to slide real nice now up onto the truck camper. So as I always do, we're just going to call this part 1, and then I'm going to show you the finished product being raised up on the truck bed in the next video. When it comes in, see you later.